Yes, people, welcome back to the new studio on the Kop TV, the voice of football's most famous town. What do you reckon? Put a bit of work in, put the hours in today to get it looking like this, so I hope you'd appreciate it, if you know what I mean. Hey, back to this one, back to this one, back to this one. Hold that. No, it's good. I really like it. So let me know what you think. Any improvements we can make as well to it. But yeah, I'm really happy. Got my signed DM Rush shirts, Adidas Liverpool boxes. We've got our Diogo's picture there. Got Virgil. We've got the dog who's always on all of our sets, as you know, the dog. Got the Liverpool badge, Arne Slot scarf. Another signed DM Rush top. Bobby Firmino's boots. We all love them. And then loads of, scarves and flags. So this is the new home, I guess. So nice. We're going to be doing hot topics in here on Monday as well. So really looking forward to that. But today, I'm bringing you a press conference reaction video from the man in question at the minute, Arne Slot, as you can see right here. He's behind me as well. All right. He spoke about the fitness of Ryan Gravenberch, Alexander Isak, Curtis Jones. He also spoke about his comments around Liverpool's squad, the depth in it, and how to get the best out of the players once more, whether he would consider a more defensive approach given the current run of form. But these are the main things that he talked about. He said on the team news that Ryan Gravenberch trained with us yesterday and the other two didn't yet. Isak and Jones. In the end phase of the injury, things can slow down a bit or go faster. Let's wait and see where they are. Ryan trained with us for the first time yesterday, will train with us today, and then we'll make the call if he can start. The other two are 99.9% not in the squad on Saturday, which means no Alexander Isak again, no Curtis Jones again. Just on the Ryan Gravenberch stuff, the press conference was this morning, but since that, only 20 minutes ago, Liverpool have released the interview, the monologue to the interview with Ryan Gravenberch, right? And they say, and this is liverpoolfc.com, Ryan Gravenberch is confident of being ready to return and play his part in Liverpool attacking a huge week that begins against Aston Villa. The international for the Netherlands has missed the Reds past 3 games, an injury that we know he got in the United match. But he's completed training sessions on Thursday and Friday. Normally, under Arne Slot and any top manager, you want your players to have a good 3 full days training before you throw them into the fire, I guess, that is Liverpool needing to win a game on Saturday against Villa. As we know, it's 4 defeats in a row in the Premier League. This one cannot be another defeat. It just cannot be. It cannot be. Ahead of Real Madrid and Manchester City before the November international break. But asked how his fitness is, he says, yeah, I feel really confident. Yesterday I had a good session. Today as well. If everything is good, I'll be there tomorrow. And again, when asked about it being a tough time for Liverpool at the minute, he said, yeah, it's really important to get back. Everyone around here, also the fans and us, we have to go back to winning ways. It'll be a really tough game tomorrow, but we prepare well and hopefully we can get the win. And again, is there tough conversations right now between the players during this difficult time? He says, yes, we're just being honest to each other about what we can expect and what we can do better. It's all about that. And again, he touches on how big a week it is. But the most important thing is to go game by game. That is Villa tomorrow, and we have to be ready for that. And again, he says how one big result can change the complexion of everything. And he says, yeah, it's true. But what I said, I think we have to go from game by game. Hopefully we get the win tomorrow and see from there. So that's Ryan Gravenberch. It looks like he's back in the fold for Saturday. And again, when Ryan Gravenberch isn't playing, you notice him. Right, when he's not there, how easy are Liverpool to just cut through at the minute. But at least he's going to be around for that. Very disappointing still not to see Alexander Isak or Curtis Jones. But on squad depth, Arne Slot said this: we miss nothing. I'm happy that you asked this question. I'm completely happy with the team and convinced the strategy and the policy we have. But the issue is not all of them have had a proper pre-season or have been injured during the season, right? He says, we've been struggling to keep them fitter for obvious reasons. Alex is a great example. He came to us on the 1st of September. A few others have missed out on pre-season. A few others have had injuries in pre-season. He's probably talking about Alexis McAllister there. So it's been more difficult than last season to keep them available. When 3 or 4 are injured, you go back to 16 players. I'm a firm believer that 20 or 21 players is enough, but then you have to keep them fit as we did last season. No excuses for our results before people say this again. He's getting it in early about the injuries and about the players that aren't available at the minute. As we know, Arne Slot is under mounting pressure given the recent run of results. But He says, yeah, no excuses for our results before people say this again, but we had to play a lot of away games with only 2 days rest in between. That would have been difficult schedule for every player last season. I mean that for a player who has been fit all through pre-season. That has not been our situation, and you have to manage it. In the upcoming week, again, it's 7 or 8 days with 3 games. That has nothing to do with the squad depth. It has to do with how you get through the season in terms of injuries, availability, and players' ability to play every game. But the interesting part in this press conference, look, obviously he's going to get a bit of pushback on some of his previous comments about injuries and depth and away games and long balls and throw-ins and whatnot. But I don't think this one was maybe in his plans to be questioned about. On the contract talks, now we did hear a couple of days ago online, or maybe just in the midst of this poor run for Liverpool, that there was talks for Arne Slot to renew his contract. And he was a bit taken aback by this question. When asked the question about the new contract, he says, wow, that was the last question I was expecting, which I like that he's saying that, because he understands the situation that Liverpool are in right now. New contracts is definitely not up for discussion right now from a fan's point of view. Get us out of this mess, show us that you are the man long term for Liverpool, and then of course you'll get rewarded monetarily with a new contract. But he said this: that wasn't the question I was expecting, and I agree with him. You shouldn't be asking or entertaining the thought of a new contract when things are this bad for Liverpool. He says, my focus is completely getting Liverpool back on winning ways. That's my first answer. My second answer is that contract talks, if there are we never spoke about this in here, as in, look, anything that we speak about when it comes to contracts, that's behind closed doors. You don't get to talk about that in a press conference. But then he finishes it off by saying, the first thought is to win again. That's where my main focus is on. And again, it was almost... it's almost like he wanted him to be asked a question like that, because again goes back to forget all of the outside noise around the club at the minute, between the big players that aren't performing, between the disgruntlement between the fan base right now over potentially some tactics, some team sheets, some starting 11s, and it's a kind of question that he can almost show to the fans that, look, I don't want to hear any about that outside noise. I'm focused on winning the game on Saturday, and that's what we want. On solving the problems, right, he says, just handling the situation as it is. Let me use Alex as an example. He had to do his pre-season inside the season. People argue, why do you play him? But if I don't play him, I don't have him available. We need to have him available because otherwise I have to play Hugo every game. And he was just doing an interview for TNT with Owen Hargreaves when he made the comparison that between the two of them, Isak and Ekitike, one of them played 34 games last season and the other played 34 games last season. And he went on to say that we play at Liverpool 60 games a season here, so you definitely need them both. So I need to get Alex as soon as I can to be playing as many games as he can. Jeremy Frimpong has been in and out of injury, same with Conor Bradley. If one is out, I have to play the other one more, so that's why I have had to play Dominic Szoboszlai a bit in that position. But we still have more than enough good players available to play the game on Saturday, to play the game on Tuesday and Sunday. But I have to take care of them, and that's why I make the decision not to play 7 or 8 of them 2 days ago. He's going back on the team sheet that we put out against Crystal Palace in the Cup, and I was included in the section of Liverpool fans that wasn't happy with that team sheet. And again, that team sheet only becomes a clever decision once this game is already won. If we lose this game, then it just adds to the pain of going out the cup in the week. On prioritising defensive stability, he says it does go against my beliefs, but I have won games in the past. Man City away maybe went against my beliefs, but it was necessary to play like that in the second half. So I would be more than open to adapt in certain situations, which is obviously a good thing. It's what you want to hear about your manager. But I don't think that the story is, at least in my opinion, that we concede chance after chance after chance and we are too open. It is not like this. Every game, except apart from Palace in the first half, when maybe we could have been 2 or 3 down, and maybe Brentford, I thought we deserved more than we got, and we hardly conceded a chance. Even this week, the team I put out, which has hardly ever played together, we hardly put out together. We only conceded 3 big chances, but they all went in. And that's very true. Crystal Palace did have 3 chances and they scored all of them, which doesn't look good on paper. I understand the point that he's making. He's not saying we're making 10 chances ourselves, we're scoring 2. The opposition are making 10 chances, they're scoring 2 or 3. He's saying, well, I mean, it is just it's the way that the team is set up at the minute. We concede 2 chances, we concede 2 goals. That's the way it is at the minute for Liverpool. Without your Alisson in goal, who maybe could save a few more shots on goal that we've seen Mamadashvili and Woodman not save. But he says, I don't see us conceding chances, so I don't see a reason to change our playing style completely, but we need to do better. And I think that's the final line of the press conference. We need to do better. He knows that. The players know that. The fans know that. So hopefully we get better on Saturday night. So that's your press conference / injury news update from me on the Kop TV. Do not forget, this is the studio now that we're going to be doing our watch-alongs from. We'll be here at 7:45 tomorrow night. It'll be Doyle to start off the stream. I'll be on Saturday Football Show on DR Sports just across the way. And I'll run over here and get here for kickoff. But I hope you guys like the studio. I hope you can join us at 7:45 tomorrow. And then, of course, the podcast back around this table on Monday at 10:30 a.m. Really looking forward to the game. We must win. Mario's going to be doing fan cams, obviously outside the ground, as he always does when I'm not around. So we've got absolutely every single base covered from Liverpool to London. It's all kicking off right here on the Kop TV. So smash that like button. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of Arne Slot's quotes today in his press conference? Subscribe to the Kop TV if you haven't already. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for the big game. Liverpool versus Aston Villa. It's an absolute must win. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool, up the Reds.